What's up everyone? So today I'm going to be doing a preview for a game that's currently on Kickstarter called Deal or Debt by Kyle Nam Pham. This is a social deduction game for 5 to 11 players. I'm going to show you how to play it, and then I'm going to let you know what I think and if I think it's right for your group. Now I'm going to be setting up for an 11-player game, so all of these cards are going to be randomly given out to every player, and they're going to determine how they win the game. The roles in this game are the shareholders, the executives, the consultant, the intern, the anarchist, and the entrepreneur. All of these are kept secret unless you are the executives. Now the executives are supposed to start with 5 paper clips each, plus 1 for every additional player in the game. In this prototype copy, I didn't receive any paper clips, but they will be in the base game. As a placeholder, here's Clippy. The executives in this game are competing against one another. They want to try to be the head of the company. The way they do this is by making the most deals with most of the shareholders. And the shareholders share the victory with the executive that wins. The 4 other role cards are going to want the company to fail. So you have the consultant, the intern, the anarchist, and the entrepreneur. Now I'm going to break down what each of these infiltrator cards do, because each of them have different roles on how they're going to win the game. The anarchist wants the negotiations to fail and wins when neither executive receives more shareholder support. The intern wants the anarchist to win because they're bitter, spoiled brats and they know who the anarchist is at the beginning of the game. The entrepreneur is a greedy piece of turd and wants 5 or more paper clips at the end of the game. When there's 9 or more players, they must get 6 paper clips. The consultant just wants to cause trouble and they want the anarchist or the entrepreneur to win, but they cannot lie to the executives. Each shareholder takes a shareholder token marked with a paperclip, and each infiltrator player will take a token marked with a skull. The victory point stars are given to each executive if there are 7 or more players in the game. When the game starts, all the players are going to close their eyes except the anarchist. And all the infiltrators are going to secretly let the anarchist know who they are, and then the anarchist is going to let the intern know who they are. Once all the roles are established, the executives start negotiating with each board member. They meet privately and it lasts for 2 minutes each player, unless the executive calls for a 2-minute extension, which happens only once per game. During this time, the players may negotiate with the executive by either lying or telling the truth also about infiltrators. Players who aren't meeting with the executives can network with each other if they want and try to figure out who is who. A board member can call for a disclosure meeting by spending a token, and here everyone is going to close their eyes and you silently choose someone to open their eyes and reveal their role. That player will lose all their tokens. When all the board members meet with the executive, then the endgame negotiation occurs. Here the executives have one final meeting with a member that they want to close a deal with. Finally, the board meeting begins, and each executive privately writes down the deals that they like to make with that player and start making proposals, then hand out the paper clips that they promised to that player. After the proposals are given, the winners are determined by their role and who had the most paper clips. Now, because this is a prototype copy, I'm not going to be doing a full review. What I will say is that this game has a really steep learning curve. It's a lot harder to learn than games like Secret Hitler or Avalon. But at the end of the day, we had a lot of fun, even after it took us a while to learn this game. Unlike games like Secret Hitler, you have to be a lot more socially active, I want to say. You have to really BS your way to the executives. If you suck at that, then, you're going to suck at this game. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. You have 4 infiltrator roles. Each role plays a little differently. I had a lot of fun playing as the consultant because, you want the anarchist or the entrepreneur to win, but you also can't lie to the executive. So that adds a little bit more strategy to winning the game. If you're a fan of social deduction games, you guys are going to love this game a lot. It's only going to cost you about $16. The Kickstarter ends next week. I'm going to post a link in the description below. Please like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have a good one, guys. Take care.